What a perfectly normal Europe. Surely nothing could go wrong if I go a little bit more to the south. Excuse me, Soviet Union? Wait, then what's even more to the south? Why does the world end in Malaysia? What even is Oceania? Oh, it's right next to Arabia, of course. And left of it there's Africa, South America, North America? What has this world turned into? Yes, today we are going one level deeper into the depths of insanity by spinning every continent into a clockwise direction. So North America has given space to South America, and it has taken the space of Europe. Europe has of course gone where Asia used to be. And Asia, well, it's a little bit too big, so it does overlap Europe a tiny bit up here in Siberia. Of course, there's also Oceania and Africa, taking the space of prior Africa and prior South America. So yes, like I said earlier, complete insanity. Now, who exactly are we gonna play as in this strange world? Well, considering everything has been spun clockwise, we are going to play as the most clock-shaped country in the world, and also the most likely place to find any lost watches. That's right, Romania. Specifically with Mr. George Tatarescu. We are going to go with historical focuses off. Yes, I said off. Strange, isn't it? And we are going to click Start. Now, as Romania, we have to deal with our country being democratic, our government being very neutral, and worst of all, our king, Mr. Karol, stealing our nation's resources. Our biggest threat is going to be the Soviet Union, and it's not only to our right, but it's also right below us. And the fact that the Soviet Union is right below us means that even though we do have a coastline, we are basically landlocked. So we're immediately going to stop making the one submarine we are currently making. Goodbye. As for our focus tree, we have two main paths. We can either be boring and do absolutely nothing, just trying to preserve Greater Romania, or we can say Romania is not great enough and get more and more countries. I think the choice here is pretty obvious. But first things first, let's begin a royal dictatorship. I've been looking at America for a bit and I'm noticing something might be missing. Yeah, New Jersey, where are you? Not in Australia, not in Asia, not even in the Pacific. Would you look at that? New Jersey has stayed behind and is right now right next to Brazil. You know what, America? Maybe that's for the best. And now, of course, we're not the only country that has been locked by the Soviet Union. Bulgaria is also in the same situation. Greece has been completely landlocked. But most importantly, Italy is now basically a landlocked country. And the big question is, how is this going to affect... Oh my god, where is Africa? I'm a bit confused. I think it's... Yeah, okay, it's right here. How is this going to affect the war with Ethiopia? I'm going to guess it's most likely not going to go that well for the Italians. And immediately, 6 days into the game, the king starts stealing our country's consumer good factories. I can't really spare the minus 90 PP right now, so we're going to let him steal everything he wants to. Looking at this, I realize I can't really complain as Romania, because at the very least my country has not been split in two like Turkey has. Yeah, Turkey, good luck staying united like this. I actually have a focus to conquer them, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna get to that. It's been about half a year, and yeah, it looks like Mussolini will not be winning this. Speaking of Mussolini, I wonder what kind of hideous, deformed monster he has turned into today. All we have to do is right-click and X. Oh, Mussolini? You're normal? What? Well, this is awkward. I'm sorry, Mussolini. Go on about your day. I'm sorry. The Spanish Civil War has begun. It's looking a bit weird because of the giant Soviet Union below them, but I'm not sure how much it's going to affect the course of the war. We shall see as the game goes on. Hungary, while this may be very ambitious, we are going to go to war very soon. So what can I say, Hungary? Thank you for the 50 PP. And of course, since this is a historical, the civil wars are now commencing. The first one seems to be Norway versus Fascist Norway. Germany seems to be staying historical, so this is actually quite good for them. The UK, by the way, is trying a little thing called communism. And Hungary, or should I say the Transylvanian Kingdom, has submitted to our demands. Very good. Up next is the green nation of Bulgaria. Ethiopia, why is Italy looking like this? Oh my god. Mussolini, it's not even 1937! You're already in a civil war? Oh, Mussolini, what are we gonna do with you? At the very least, he has more land, so he might win. And Bulgaria has also submitted to the Romanian demands. We're starting to grow quite a bit. Yeah, Mussolini, I'm not gonna lie, things are looking slightly bleak for you. We're slowly treading towards the game without Mussolini. Truly a sad moment in history. The Spanish Civil War, by the way, is looking extremely disgusting. Even more than usual, actually. The Italian Civil War ended, and what is this AI? What have you done? Italy, I think you need to see a doctor. So the Italian Republic has puppeted Florence. They've also puppeted Rome and Naples for some reason. Union. So now they look like this. AI, what is wrong with you? Ahistorical, by the way. Mussolini completely failing also means that we have a very, very big Ethiopia for the entire game. But it is Ethiopia in the end, so it's not really gonna change much. And Quisling in Norway has completely failed his uprising. Well, he still exists, but it's safe to say that he won't last for much longer. Also, Estonia has now joined the Germans. Interesting move, Estonia, interesting move. So I adjusted the focus to divide Yugoslavia, and I completely forgot that Paradox made this entire system for taking over Yugoslavia. Why, Paradox? Why would you even make this? I guess we're going to divide the Trans-Lithuanian Kingdom, and we will see what happens. Now, just to click on every province one by one. While we're waiting for us to claim every single state in Yugoslavia, we are going to go to war with another landlocked country, that's right, Greece. They're only guaranteed by us, so left-click, declare war. The initial push is going quite well. All we really have to do is encircle them through these two provinces here. The encirclement is done, and the rest of Greece should fall extremely quickly. And Greece has capitulated. Instead of puppeting them, we have stolen all of their land. And of course, as a consequence, they have now turned yellow. With us now completely dominating the Balkans, there is one country left to conquer. And thankfully, Mr. Adolf has already agreed to cooperate with us. So Czechoslovakia, you are defiant? Excuse me? We could declare war on them, but they are guaranteed by France. But at the same time, France is not in the Allies. And considering that the UK has now turned communist, I don't think they're gonna join the Allies anytime soon. So you know what? Czechoslovakia, declare war. Germany is now also in the war, and to make sure they don't get any funny ideas, we are going to join the Axis. At least for a bit. Japan, by the way, declared war on China without even doing the event. So yeah, 1938, and they've pushed this much already. And Czechoslovakia has been capitulated. I feel like we might have taken a bit more than we were really supposed to, but I could not resist spreading the yellow color of Romania all the way to Czechia. And the Soviet Union is now in a civil war. These two parts of this new SSR country are a little bit spread out, but regardless, this is a really good situation for us. And if one civil war in Eastern Europe was not enough, Poland is now split into two. We have Poland versus the Polish Sanitation Junta. Excuse me? The Somali Sultan declared war on the Union of Britain? No, they haven't. What? What is going on? He doesn't even have a portrait. He's also an economist, but he doesn't have a portrait. How can this even happen? I don't know what's going on at this point. You know what? I give up. When Italy looks like this, you should expect just about anything. At this point, it would probably be faster to just justify war on Yugoslavia, but I'm way too invested. You could even say a little bit over-invested. The Soviet Civil War has ended, and Mr. Stalin is gone. Replaced by Mr. Alexei Rykov. This man is a lot less imposing than Mr. Stalin. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, would you look at that? Yugoslavia has joined the Allies. This wouldn't really be a problem, except for the fact that it completely breaks claiming all of its states. Yeah, all of that PP is now wasted. Thank you, Paradox. Thank you. And China has capitulated to Mr. Hirohito. Communist China is still a thing somehow. But yes, Mr. Hirohito now has all of Asia at his disposal. The world will tremble, Hirohito. The UK has now fully decolonized, so their alliance looks quite a bit weaker, to say the least. So Germany just declared war on Luxembourg, and Luxembourg decided to join this funny-looking green faction, which also happens to be the Italian faction. Yes, we are now at war with the Italian Confederation. So Japan declared war on Communist China, and Communist China, since they're communist, is now part of the Allies. And they were also guaranteed by the Soviet Union, so Japan is now at war with both the Allies and the Soviet Union. And you know what? They might actually stand a chance. By the way, Mexico seems to be ruled by the Pope. Thought I'd mention that. With most of Europe and Asia now at war, we might as well join in on the fun and declare war on Yugoslavia. It should be easy enough to take out, so right-click, declare war. Yugoslavia is holding out quite well, but we have more than enough units to take care of them. We're using the good old strategy of sending more and more men into the fight. India, what exactly are you doing? The sad thing is, I'm not even surprised at this point. Oh yeah, and one side has joined Japan. Wait a second, Thailand? Were you always this yellow? Are you a Romanian in disguise? Did we steal the throne of Thailand? Estonia, why did you just declare war on the Soviets? It might not be the worst idea ever, but still it's a very risky play. Somehow Austria is now in the war, and Germany is very slightly collapsing. Yeah, we're going to have to send all of our units to support the front. Thankfully, these Italians seem to be as useless as usual, and the front has now been split into two. Also, Switzerland is now part of the war. Thank you, Germany. And the war in Europe has now reached a complete standstill. Except for Prussia, which is being invaded by the Union of Britain. Britain. Also, Luxembourg has grown by a total of 1 province. And the peace deal is... Excuse me, why is Yugoslavia here? Why is there even a peace deal going on? Well, I guess we're gonna take over Yugoslavia? Okay, now I see what happened. The Allies seem to have been disbanded, and that caused all of the members of the Allies who were occupied to immediately capitulate. Also, France now leads the Italian Confederation, and Italy now leads the Free States of Europe. What is going on? Germany, at this point, I think you've declared war on enough countries. Do you really have to go to war with Spain? Okay, Germany, at this point, it's getting ridiculous. Why are you at war with Poland? Thankfully, it looks like they're winning, but just to be sure, I'm gonna send all of our tanks over there. Well, it looks like Italy still has not given up on their colonial ambitions. They are about to declare war on the entirety of Africa. Democratic, by the way. We have taken Luau from the south, and Germany has pushed a lot in the north. So Poland should thankfully capitulate. Hopefully most of the border area goes to us, because Germany is also at war with the USSR. Yeah, so far this entire game has been keeping Germany from destroying itself. Not as easy as it may seem, especially when Germany is at war with all of these countries by 1941. Poland has capitulated. Now for the second issue, the huge front against the USSR. We also have to worry about the Austrian and Italian front, which is not looking that great. You know, at this point in time, with the world looking like this, I really wouldn't mind taking a long vacation at New Jersey, just north of Rio de Janeiro. The Allies, if you could even call them allies actually, it's just 3 different factions. Anyway, the Allies are doing an all-out attack. We're holding in most places, but Germany is being pushed into the mainland. Japan, in this world, you're further away from America than you are in real life. So please explain to me, how can you get naval invaded here? What is this? Also, does anyone remember the Somali Sultanate? Yeah, it's expanding. And also there's 2 of them. Okay, Germany, you have 1 job currently. Do not capitulate. Austria is finally being pushed, and once they're out, Italy and Switzerland are next. This whole time, by the way, there's been a huge back and forth in India. Pakistan was split into 2 and stuck in the north, and now they're actually somehow pushing back. Japan, by the way, has been completely stuck in the frozen wastes of Siberia. If I go into the current wars, I get to see the German-American War, the German-Italian War, the German-American War, the Third German-American War, and the Chilean Civil War. You know what? Except for the last one, I'm seeing a pattern here. Why, Germany? Just why? Thankfully, we're about to take Vienna, and Austria should capitulate very soon. Pushing this Austria would be a lot easier if it wasn't for this crazy 1,000 defense Swiss divisions. You might not see it, but Austria has finally capitulated. Now to go against, let me check, Sweden and Italy. On the Indian front, sadly for us, the Spanish-Portuguese forces have pushed back Pakistan. We've managed to get a big breakthrough into South Italy. This could be enough to capitulate them. The Sicily crossing is ours, and they cannot reinforce it because of this big red Soviet Union. And all of a sudden, the war is looking a lot better. And Italy has capitulated. We didn't even have to invade Sweden. The peace deal is over, and something funny happened. I'm not sure what, but we now have 2 Austrias in this world. The Republic of Austria, which is democratic, and Austria, which is fascist and part of the co-prosperity sphere. After this, I'm gonna have to go historical for the next like 10 games. I don't know for how much longer I can look at this map. We've also finally united Italy, and all it took was making it Romanian. And through them, we can now push into France. So Marseillais, don't mind if I do. And without Italy, France has capitulated in about a week and a half. And before it goes away, behold, Greater Luxembourg. Truly a rare sight. Once Spain and Portugal are out of the way, Western Europe is going to be completely allies-free. It seems like most of the Spanish army is not even here, actually. Last time I saw them, I think they were in India. Maybe they're having a siesta over there. Spain has capitulated, and now I realize that this might have been a bit of a mistake, because, well, Germany is now fighting a 2-front war with the Soviet Union down in Spain. Yeah, that was a small miscalculation there. So Argentina just declared war on Brazil, and with this declaration, the entire world is now at war. Africa is doing God knows what. Oceania is mostly peaceful except for the Philippines. Asia is, well, Asia. And Europe is just like Asia, Europe. Wait, what? With the war now looking a lot better, it is time to consider joining the war against the Soviet Union. But that's after we clear out the Baltics. Lithuania is gone, now for Latvia and Poland. And the north of Germany is relatively safe. So now the only thing left is to create the front line with the Soviet Union, and then right-click and justify our war goal. geopolitical. My biggest worry for the war is the southern front with Greece, but Germany seems to actually be doing quite well in Spain, so hopefully our allies can handle this. Maybe I should not have been worried about this war because the Soviets have almost no units at the front. What are you doing? Oh wait, you're not Stalin? You're the Supreme Soviet. What are you? The Soviets are currently in complete collapse, and the attempt to D-Day Germany has been mostly pushed back. It would be nice if Japan and Germany could manage to split the USSR here, but it really doesn't look like they will. Stalingrad has fallen, Moscow has fallen, and up next is Leningrad. Turkey, why are you being pushed back by the People's Socialist Palestine? You know what? Don't even answer. What may be the final civil war of the game? The Netherlands is now fighting itself. It's the Dutch Risk versus Holland, the Netherlands. The Soviets have occupied all of Greece, and I actually quite like how it looks like. You can tell it's there, but it's like it's become part of the Soviets. Absorbed. And the Soviet Union has capitulated. Now to go through the peace deal. The peace deal is done, and we have taken most of the Soviet Union, and thus gave ourselves the biggest name in the entire world. Now, we're still at war with the USA, but am I really going to invade the USA? You know what? No, not really. My brain has turned into jello by looking at this entire map for so long. The borders are quite beautiful if I do say so myself, so I think this is a beautiful ending to this insane world. So what could happen if every continent was moved clockwise? Well, Germany would be completely incompetent, and Australia would do absolutely nothing. Thank you so much for watching. A huge thanks to DAZN, Sacred Blue, and Corvanet for supporting the channel. A big thanks to Mappinet and Bingbong as well, and also to all the other beautiful members. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. I love you so very, very much, and goodbye. Mwah.